update you all on paying bills 1 month ahead and kind of where I stand on that. So I'll link my original video to this also. So a little bit of background for you guys. I moved Christmas and I used all of that 1 month ahead fund toward a down payment on my home. So I was renting previously, and that cash surplus was really just better used as part of that down payment. So I'm starting over, and I'd like for you to join me and follow along, maybe join in as I recreate that 1 month ahead buffer for my bill payments. So I've been inside this house for, well, since Christmas, so 4 months beginning the 5th month, right? And so I have a decent idea of what my expenses are going to be for the home, and it's time to kind of dig in and get started toward paying that 1 month ahead and getting that build back up, okay? So I know, not even for many of you, but for me personally, the hardest part of that is finding that initial surplus. Once you've got it, it's pretty easy to keep it going, but it's finding that initial surplus of your operating budget. So that's where I am again. And let's say, as an example, my household operating expenses are about $2,500 each month. I actually don't even know exactly what they are. So by join me for this, you're joining me at the beginning. Like I haven't even really sat down to figure out exactly what they are. So just for instance, let's say $2,500 as an example. That's kind of an intimidating amount of money for a single mom like myself. So I'm choosing to kind of break this down into smaller pieces. And I'm going to begin with my utilities for a couple of reasons. One, it's the thing that gives me the most heartburn, right? So we could be in the middle of this just apocalyptic storm and the power goes out and my stomach just drops and I think, oh God, did I forget to pay the bill? Oh, did they turn off my power? In the middle of a storm. Clearly that's why it went out, but I always think that I have failed to pay it and my power has been cut off because I've been in that situation before and I never want to have to go back there. So that is one of the reasons that I'm beginning with utilities. Another one is they're not really big. Like I'm starting with my water, it's only about $50 a month, right? So I pay those ahead. I also pay my utilities quite literally 1 month ahead. I keep a surplus of 1 month. I keep a credit on file with each of those utility companies of approximately 1 month. So I do understand that financially, not the best place I can use my money, but it gives me so much peace and I don't have to wonder constantly, is the power flickering because they're turning it off? So, and realistically, like how much interest is like 1 month's worth of utilities going to get me, right? I'm not going to be making bank on just that. So that's how I choose to do that. So I have started I've started this and I am beginning with water. So I'll flip the camera and I'll show you actually a screenshot of exactly how this works and breaking it down for you into how I do it. So let's start there and then I'll come back and I'll kind of give you the game plan for what I plan to do going forward, okay? Thanks. So I want to do a screenshot of my actual utility bill so that you can see how I pay things 1 month in advance. So you'll see here that I had a prior balance of $43 and change, right? That was my bill from the credit that I had left over at the end of last month. I went ahead and paid anyway, right? The beginning of April, I paid $50 even though I already had a credit because I'm paying 1 month in advance. That left me a balance credit of about $94. So then my May bill that came in, it's due sometime next week. No, it's due Friday. The charges on there are going to be about $50. Well, they're just taking this $50 from the $93 credit that I have. So I have a credit still on file of $44.14. So it says here, credit balance, no payment necessary. I'm going to go ahead and I've already scheduled my payment to go through for another $50. That will keep a buffer of 1 month on the books there. And so that's how I'm paying that bill 1 month in advance. And I'm starting with this one because it's a small one and we're going to just kind of build the momentum from there instead of trying to do that full $2,500 approximately operating budget. I'm going to start small with this $50 water bill. Okay, so we can check the box for water, right? That one is done and done. I have that $50 buffer and I keep a credit on file with the utility company, so I can check that box. And then the next one is going to be for electricity. And that one runs me probably 100, 150 a month. It's going to depend on the time of year. I haven't been here in the summer yet. I'm sure it's going to be more then. And so that's just kind of a bit of an unknown, but I'm going to assume between 100 and 150 a month. So my next goal is to get a $150 buffer built into that payment and I keep a credit on file with that one. So that's my second goal. And then from there, the next step, I will create another small goal for money to keep either in reserves or actually keep on file with the different companies. More than likely, it'll be a reserve. And then the last one that I will do will be a mortgage payment because that's the largest, of course. And I do have an emergency fund and a few months of expenses saved. So if worst comes to worst and I have to use that, I can, but I really want this one to be an operating budget that I'm working out of instead. So that is my plan. If you have any questions, comments, I would love to hear it. And thanks for joining me for this. I appreciate you spending some time with me. Thanks, guys.